I guess still my only thought is, all in all, poor Sway, you know, it's like, I feel like he put Jada on this pedestal. I'll bring it up till I'm blue in the face. Put Jada up on this pedestal, was with her during her darkest times when she had cancer. Um, yes, they broke up, and I'm not saying that she's obligated to be with Sway, but now that they've broken up, it's almost like the way Sway treated Jada is like that helped her raise her standards. Like, I'm not gonna let Darnell treat me the way he did in the past. Hey, what's going on, folks? Another episode of Just My Opinion with Ryan. I know it's been a while. Was out power for a few days, but nevertheless, y'all not here for that. I am back. And yes, we are here with another episode. Just here to catch up on the latest episode of The Chi. And definitely quite the interesting episode. A lot to fit into it. As you all know by now, I may not go in chronological order, but I will definitely follow some of the more compelling storylines within this episode. Pardon me. And before we begin, if this is your first time here, please hit that like and subscribe button. And for those who keep rocking with me, I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. So let's get started. Overall, I thought this was a dope episode. Definitely a few twists and turns. So let's start off with Jada and Darnell. I must admit, the way this episode started out, a small piece of me wanted, had that "I told you so" feeling. Now we see Jada and Darnell, Mr. Bluetooth, laying in bed when Jada, brings up the idea of, hey, let's get dressed, let's go have brunch. Darnell has other plans. He wants to just chill in the bed and watch murder mysteries. And on top of that, we'll just eat, fix up something at the house with, which, hey, maybe he's just, I don't want to use the word cheap, but maybe he's just frugal. Hey, we got food in the crib we could cook instead of spending money over, for some overpriced food for a brunch. I ain't really mad at it, but after that, we do see that Jada, kind of, draws her line in the sand. She's like, hey, look, I think I'm gonna fall back from having sex unless you start taking me out more. This ain't gonna be something like back in the day where, we get it on, behind closed doors, and on the flip side, you're not taking me out. So some of the past, few episodes, we see that Shad was, dropping some game if you're paying attention. But this episode, I feel like it's Jada the one who's dropping some game if you're really paying attention. It's like, simple and plain. Don't let a guy, treat you like, just the sex option and just want to be all huddled up with you behind closed doors. Make it clear what you want from that man, and, may he choose wisely, whether, and let him see if he's going to rise up to the task or not. Not mad at it. So I thought that was dope. And once again, just sticking with that storyline, we see throughout the episode, we do see that apparently Darnell does get the message. He's out there buying dresses and clothes for Jada and so forth. And then he comes and wants her to get dressed. So he gets, he surprises her with some brand new threads and wants to just take her out. They have a reservation. So I thought that was pretty sweet. I'm not afraid to admit, maybe I was wrong. I do think so, like more so realistically. At least according to Jada, if somebody in your past that you once loved or, maybe still have feelings for, if someone in your past keeps letting you down over and over again, which according to Jada, it sounds like that was the case. It's kind of a wow that she gave him this this final chance or another chance, but nevertheless, here they go. So yeah, maybe I was wrong. Apparently Darnell is stepping up to the plate. I don't want to be too much of that pessimistic guy and cross my fingers as if I'm looking forward to seeing them break up. I think that's great for the show. I think that's a great message, just showing, hey, if you mature, once you mature and if you're graced with that opportunity to win back the one you feel like has, gotten away, hey, maybe this is your time to step up to the plate. So far, I'm liking that message where that storyline is going. I guess still my only thought is, all in all, poor Swade, it's like, I feel like he put Jada on this pedestal. I'll bring it up till I'm blue in the face. Put Jada up on this pedestal, was with her during her darkest times when she had cancer. Yes, they broke up, and I'm not saying that she's obligated to be with Swade, but now that they've broken up, it's almost like the way Swade treated Jada is like that helped her raise her standards. Like, I'm not going to let Darnell treat me the way he did in the past. I had someone who treated me great. So from this point forward, I'm not going to let anyone treat me less than. So, and I say poor Swade, it was like, because it was almost like Jada didn't realize her worth until she had that experience with Swade. But that's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Please feel free to challenge if you come across this video. Another storyline that I thought was dope. I think this episode was kind of kid heavy in a roundabout sense. I mean, we got Jemma acting out, smoking weed, skipping the SATs. She kind of doesn't know what she wants to do, but she knows for damn sure she didn't want to take the SAT. And I'm just reminded, I did like the way the episode opened. It just kind of showed all these women, getting ready. From Jemma, shows Keisha with her baby. It got Maisha giving herself like some words of affirmation. You got Rosalind checking herself out in some, revealing lingerie. And Rosalind is leaving somebody sleeping satisfied, a woman sleepy and satisfied. So I did like that. Just rewind. But as I mentioned, I felt like this episode was kid friendly. I really liked the friendship or the bond that we see Jemma and Maisha developing. Maisha wanted to find out what's going on with Jemma in terms of why she didn't want to take the SATs. I feel like they have a real conversation. Jemma, on one hand, doesn't feel like college is for her anymore. Maisha, on the other hand, she feels like, whether it's for me or not, I know my mom already has enough mouths to feed. I got to do what I got to do to be less of a burden on my mom. So I like how it just showed two different perspectives. Because as you know, Jemma comes from like a more well-off family in comparison to Maisha. So for the fact that they're, close and stuff like that, or developing some type of friendship, I like that dynamic as far as that goes. We also see that after they leave the SAT, we have, Jemma letting her know, just encouraging Maisha. Look, you were very dope when it came to freestyling and spitting. Maybe I just become your manager. I'll become your earn to your paperboard. I thought that was cool. And so once again, I like that. And then she surprised Maisha by putting her name on a little, talent show charity event. And as always, Maisha out there killing it. So once again, I thought that was very fly, man. A very dope look. And of course, we see that we find out Jemma is pregnant. And in terms of how that goes, if I'm not mistaken, that's not how it ended. But, she has like that conversation with Jake about, I'm pregnant. So we'll see how that conversation continues next episode. One of the more juicier storylines, in my opinion, is, I guess you don't call it a love triangle, but you got this thing between Emmett and Keisha, clearly. And I thought that was a real dope thing to see. I really feel like Keisha is really, taking a step back and seeing the maturity of Emmett now. Seeing that, yeah, he was immature, a few seasons ago, this and the third, but Emmett is really getting his stuff together now. And she she sees that. She sees how he's interacting with the kids. And of course, we get all that because Keisha is struggling to write her paper and juggling watching her baby at the same time. So she asked to come over to Emmett's place so she can concentrate. I'm not going to front. I thought it was kind of counterproductive at first I'm going to go to the house that has Emmett's baby and my baby, and I'm going to write the papers there. I thought it was going to be a situation to where Emmett picked up the baby or something. But nevertheless, all of them are under one roof. Emmett is playing with his son in addition to Keisha's baby, Ronnie. And while he's doing that, it allowed Keisha to really, concentrate. And once again, that's when she really had that loving look of like, this guy really has matured. He's come a long way. And you could tell like clearly there's some chemistry. They kissed in that one episode. But you could tell, it seems like as the season is progressing, Keisha is really starting to have feelings for Emmett all over again. Maybe on a deeper level since Emmett is on his grown man stuff now. He runs the restaurant, Smokies, and he's doing his thing with his kids. He's being a responsible father and a business owner. Gotta love it. I love seeing that turnaround. Kind of reminds me of Lawrence from Insecure, but that's a different story. So yeah, I thought that was dope. And the way that ended, that was funny. I was about to be annoyed at Keisha because, after we see that Keisha is done with her paper, all of them are involved in building a fort. He's awakened by Tiff's phone call, and immediately, it's a FaceTime, matter of fact. Immediately, Emmett gets up from the couch so Tiff doesn't see Keisha. They have like a short, quick conversation, and Tiff kind of senses that something is up. And when the phone call ends, you kind of see Keisha get annoyed. Like, how come you didn't tell her I was here? And Emmett felt like that wasn't important. And not to show any bias, but I was on Emmett's side. And funny enough, Keisha's phone rings and she's scared to pick it up. But that's another story. And the final storyline that I thought was pretty dope, definitely has to go with Trig. He's still doing his city council thing. Trig and Shad, they came up big in this episode, in my opinion, especially Shad. But let's just start from the beginning of how that came about. I liked how we see Peaches. Trig's mom. She's in the Trinity house trying to get her life back together. So for me, if I'm not mistaken, I think Peaches seems to be three for three. She showed up in that one episode. The second episode she appeared in, she's cooking breakfast for her family on Christmas morning. And now she's in this Trinity house trying to further get her life together. So Peaches is so far so good, in my opinion. Feels like she is really trying to do the work. Really trying to show Trig and Jake that, she's here for real. She's not trying to, deliver broken promises anymore. She's working on getting clean. And I love that. In my opinion, this whole fake girlfriend thing is clearly going to, blow up in Trig's face. And I'm sure you all see the writing on the wall as well. That was kind of another annoying part. We got, I forget her name, but, Duda's play niece. She wants to take pictures in front of this Trinity house place, which is actually kind of, according to Tracy and Trig, it's kind of like a sensitive off-limits thing. But, Trig reluctantly still goes along with taking the picture. But the bigger issue, well, I'm jumping ahead. And we actually do see a little snippet of Trig and Shad, beating the feet, going to different houses within the neighborhood, trying to campaign for people to listen and get them to come out to this Trinity house, open house thing. Kind of like a little town hall to ask questions. I thought that was very cool. And the biggest thing in this episode, you could just smell the scandal coming. We have Fatima, who appears to be a trans woman as well, very similar to Imani, and She asked kind of a tough question, but it seems like Trig has a good combination of being honest but media trained at the same time. He didn't flinch at the question. The question was something along the lines of asking if he's trying to take credit for the Trinity House that was actually started by a trans woman. And he gave a great answer. He said, I'm the co-founder. I'm not out here trying to take credit. I'm gonna always give flowers to Imani. Imani did her thing, but she moved back home with no signs of coming back. So I'm here to run it. But nah, Imani definitely gets credit for starting it. Thought it was a great answer. But as you can see, yeah, the scandal is written on the wall. Right afterwards, he wants to go and have more of a follow-up conversation and dialogue with the woman and just get to know her more. And I mean, even if you're not Shad, I think anyone in the room could see what was going on, because as I mentioned, it's not like Trig, was trying to hide Imani or hide his relationship. So and I think that's a very great thing. He's not ashamed of hiding who he has feelings for. But I thought Shad really was giving Trig some game. And I think Trig at some point needs to take heed to that before it blows up in his face. Shad pulling him to the side, talking about, hey, nowadays we got gay mayors, we got trans senators. You don't need this pretend relationship, man. Like, and first of all, he did, want him to tone it down, trying to spit game at this other woman in the middle of this, Trinity open townhouse thing. You know what I'm saying? So, Trig still didn't take my guy's advice. I feel like that's going to haunt him in the next few episodes. And might I add, man, I really think Shad is, at least for this season, Shad is becoming my favorite character. He's former felon, but he's, getting cleaned up. Deja is doing a good job helping him getting his life together. Out here doing something positive with Trig by, reaching out to the community face to face. So Shad has been a bright spot of this season. Throughout all the episodes that he's appeared in. And I really think that there's something fishy with the whole. Well, there clearly is something fishy. I think that was not a good look. And that's the deal when you mess with somebody like Duda. Tracy wanted Trig's record clean so he could run, and we finally found out what's the catch, right? Pardon me. We found out that the catch is simply this: because we cleared Trig's record, Rosalind now wants to be co-director of Rock, or one of these charities that Tracy is running. She is, of course, not about that, but because Rosalind helped clean up Trig's criminal record, she wants something in return, and this is what she wants. And failure to do so would result in Tracy being fired. So she literally doesn't have any other cards to play except let Rosalind be co-director. And Rosalind was giving her some, talking kind of, crazy to her, saying, that she's more so feeling guilty. She's more so running this organization out of guilt instead of honoring her son. As we know from the earlier seasons, she was so mad at Ronnie. She was so devastated by the situation that Ronnie went out to try to find the real killer and ended up shooting the wrong person as well. So yeah, that whole thing is crazy. So yeah, overall, I thought it was a great episode. Oh goodness gracious, how can I forget? And we have Lene. We have a crossroad decision between Dre and Nina. Dre clearly wants to officially accept Lene into her family so that she won't be another person within the system or in a group home. Nina clearly has some reservations about it. I'm on the side of Dre. Like I said, these kids are, getting grown. It's not like they don't have the space for for Lene. You know, Keisha moved out. Lene clearly took Keisha's room. So it's like she's already been living there anyway. So why not just make it official? That's my whole thing. So I'm very confused about the hesitation that Nina clearly has. Overall, I thought this was a great episode, man. I think the highlights for me is Shad. Shad has always been a highlight so far for me in this episode. And the second highlight for me is this developing friendship with Jemma and Maisha. And I guess you could say it's definitely a highlight as far as the potential of messiness that's going to happen. But also, I definitely want to see how this Emmett, Tiff, Keisha thing goes down. Because I ain't going to front. If Tiff finds out about it, I think she will be salty. Tiff looks like she can fight. Don't know if Keisha got hands.